All right, good evening. This is the Star Chamber. Thank you for stopping by. Tonight's topic, credit score scamming in the conscious community. I have a guest tonight, and he's an insider. He also has a lot of knowledge with regards to credit scores. This is his world of expertise. He's a community organizer. He's a speaker. He's a social engineer. And let me get right to it so we can bring him in. And I do appreciate this man being available on such short notice. Let me get him on the line here. Good evening, Q Bud. Are you there?
Yes, sir. What's good, brother?
Hey, man. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear, King.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I apologize, man, about the mix-up in the times, but thank you for being available on such short notice. Let me just again go back for those who are not familiar with you, but I'm sure many are. You are a community organizer. You're a speaker, a social engineer, and can you also just give us a little bit of background for those who may not know you?
Well, first and foremost, I'm Q Butter. I'm a community organizer, like you said. I'm the owner and founder of Zyx Multimedia, Zyx the Movement.
Okay.
I built myself up off of being an engineer, and I use my profits and my time to, dedicate it to developing the community.
Right.
We built a learning center in Brownsville, Brooklyn. We offer a lot of community programs, all free to the community.
Okay. Can you just come a little bit closer to the phone, Q Butter, so we can hear you just a little bit tighter? All right, so now, are you from Brooklyn, born and raised?
Yeah, King. You already know, from Flatbush.
Perfect. There you go. There you go.
Flatbush.
All right. Hey, so I became familiar with you about a little under a year ago. It was at one of the conscious community events, and somebody else put me up on some of your information, your literature. So my wanting to talk to you has come about by way of my homie Doggy Diamonds. You just did an interview with him. You went into detail about something that I was interested in by way of the conscious community. I'll keep it very real with you. I suspected the conscious community of promoting credit score scamming. And the reason why I'm even putting this on the conscious community is because, in my mind, the conscious, or just the whole term conscious, it really points to those who claim to have a deeper intellect, those who claim to be of a higher standard. They hold themselves to a higher standard. Those who claim to have a stronger moral compass, and those who claim to have supreme knowledge with regards to a certain group. I saw you and Doggy Diamonds. You spit out a name, and the name was Garfield. This is the guy who I actually called Sarnetta about. So I wanted to see if you could elaborate on that, and I also wanted to say, or tell you after you elaborate why this is of interest to me. Please.
Well, straight up and down, I didn't really know who Garfield was. None of these dudes was. Sarnetta brought me on the platform. Shout out to him.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of people who, what I find is like people are taking stuff from the white community or whatever side hustles, and they're bringing it into the conscious community. And I kind of, there's the internet conscious community, and there's the actual regular day people who are just old black.
Having a little trouble hearing you, Q, but having a little trouble hearing you.
Is it better now?
That's better. There you go. Yeah. You were saying?
Yeah, I said it's the conscious community, and I'm speaking to the people, the regular people who just are aware of what's going on, the bullshit that's going on in the community, and they want to see change. And so when I came aware of Garfield, he was selling credit repair on his platform.
Right.
And first and foremost, it's illegal to sell credit repair up front. Nobody's allowed to charge you up front for credit repair. It's against federal law and state law.
Right.
In New York. Straight up and down. So nobody's supposed to charge you up front. I don't care. Lexus in law or nobody. And so, but people try to bundle it up in the black conscious community as, yo, you hating because this isn't, we're supposed to support each other's services. That's not a service. You're just selling somebody else's information. Like I'll try to get a bunch of links up together for you, but this stuff is all available online.
Right.
I'm not an expert. I'm trying to fix my own life up on it, and finding it, trying to avoid people who are trying to scam me the same way. I found all of this information out, and last year alone I was able to help literally 500 people with their credit, and I wanted to go further with it. Like, I literally can show you 500 people's names. I don't need to see your credit report, your score. I just teach you, and that's what it's supposed to be about. And even the federal government is in congruence with that. The federal government added credit repair to the list of educational services that's needed right now. That's how detrimental it is to the community. And so when I see people selling it in the conscious community and bundling up underneath black empowerment, I'm like, nah, B, that's not black empowerment. You just too big hustling.
Right.
You know.
Now, as I said before, my interest in this, as an outsider, because I'm not part of the conscious community, and Sarnett and I are cool. But I did call him on this. I felt that if you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. So I did call him. We spoke, and I expressed my concerns. And the reason why he and I even became cool was over the whole Africa Bambaataa, debacle and that sort of thing. So this person, and again, the reason why I'm even pointing at the conscious community is because they do claim to lead the people or to have strong influence with regards to the babies. So, am I wrong as an outsider to try and put attention on this?
Nah, I don't see you as an outsider. What you're doing is being aware. That's consciousness. You're spreading awareness. And some people, I don't know where they turned into some super weirdo. I got to have 7 unks tattoos on my forehead. I got to be able to recite Kemetic Psalms backwards. Like, that's weirdo stuff. Like, being aware, knowing what's going on and making positive change to your community and your people. That's consciousness to me. You know what I mean? So what you're doing is what you're supposed to do. And we're defending our community. And that's what it's about. Who cares if that's how I see it. And I don't, once you put it on the black community, and like you said, people, you're right, as an outsider, people are saying that the conscious community looks like a bunch of bozos, a bunch of scam artists. I don't feel that way. And I think because I came in through the street and through the community, I didn't meet the internet dudes. But if I would have met the internet dudes first, I would agree. Like, no, this looks crazy. Like, everybody's selling something, and it's like, who's really helping the community out?
Yeah.
And then once you get into an argument over it, it's like, oh, well, you hurting people's pockets. And then, fuck your pockets. If your pockets is more important than the black community, I really don't care.
Right. Can I ask you to give us a little background on your organization with regards to, the differences between the House of Conscious, the conscious community, and the organization that you are a part of or spearheading?
Well, it's really anybody. HOK, I'm not even going to label it like that. Sarnetta built up something amazing. I just think Sarnetta, like I said, he's in a den of thieves. You know what I mean? That's it. And people are just, in the hip-hop community, there's a lot more jungle rules.
Right.
But in the conscious community, it's just like weirdos, so people getting away with stuff, and people are protecting their internet persona because a lot of times that's all they got. But it's like, I'm against anybody who's not putting in work. If you saying you about the people, but then you turn around, you can't say you a lifeguard and brag about being a lifeguard when they pay you. You see what I mean?
Right.
Lifeguards, if you volunteering, you're not a lifeguard and you selling life jackets. You get all the way in the water, then you're like, look, I got 3 different types of life jackets you can buy. You want to know the history of life jackets? Like, are you supposed to either save people's lives and it's confusing. Don't tell me you a lifeguard. And so I hear people in the community saying that they're about the black community and about empowerment, but every single thing is a cost. Buy my shirt, buy my cocoa butter, buy my shea butter, buy my application, buy my book, buy this. And it's like, yo, you're not promoting the people that's really doing the work.
Right.
And it's making the community look crazy. And so in that light, it makes it seem like I'm coming at Sarnetta. I give her 2 shits about what is going on over there. If you're not reading with kids, if you're not going into prisons, talking to people and trying to deter gang members from taking on that life, if you're not trying to help the black businesses, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Get on my face.
Right. Well, again, I was concerned about this, and I sat on this for months and months and months. And when I saw you and Doggy Diamonds, speaking about this so openly, I felt it was my time to really just jump in and try and make some sense out of this. And again, there are good people within the conscious community, but this particular issue here, as I've always known it to be, is illegal activity, as you just said. Do you find that this type of just open dishonesty is a result of just greed, or is it something deeper that is going on within the, shall we just say, the black experience? Or am I being too critical?
No, honestly, I think it's both. The black experience has been one that's been unfortunately manipulated by whites. And so we're going to see people who are going to have this. We have black people who are just bad in and of themselves, and they're in a position of power, and they're not taking it justifiably. Every day I tell myself I could be a better man. And we all need to say that. Nobody's above that. There's nobody on no pedestal. No, your suit, your degree. We went through the whole 80s and 90s of people thinking that the degrees and the positions and power with these white folks was going to do something. None of that matters. Yeah. Either you put in the work or you're not. And so the community is being plagued by that, but the reality is we just got to showcase the work. Just star. You put in work. Nobody can make or break you.
Yeah. Hey, you also mentioned a name in the interview you did with Doggy Diamonds, and I want to say salute to Richard Green from the Crown Heights Youth Collective.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Not him. He's on the floor. That man is he's been on the floor for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
You come to Crown Heights, anybody you talk to in Crown Heights, they know him. They've been serviced in some way by him. He showed up to court. He helped them pay rent. Yeah. He helped them fight a case. He helped them with school. And I aspire to be like that. I want people to, when you say Q, you can go across the country and find somebody in almost any black major city, and I help them with their credit for free.
Yeah. I was on Richard Green's radio show. I think it must have been 1992. He was over at Mega Everest College. And I remember when he had the private ambulance service, and he was, getting people to help with that particular, ambulance service. He's also a guy who inspired me to write my book once upon a time. He told me, publish or perish. When's the last time you've seen him, or do you see him from time to time?
I didn't get the last one.
Richard Green told me years ago to publish or perish. He actually inspired me to put one of my books in motion.
Nice.
Yeah. When's the last time you've seen him, or have you seen him, in the last years?
I think about 2-3 months ago I stopped by there.
Okay.
And he gave me a call because, like I said, he inspired me to do what I'm doing, holding in Brownsville, and to be on the floor with it and just really use our power. I'm supposed to pay a visit to him. He's stuck out there, so if anybody do know, try to go over there and volunteer, help him out. And anybody else is doing work on the ground. Like, these people have great footings. It's not just him. There's LaShawna Muhammad in East New York. There's Man Up in East New York. There's Fathers Alive in the Hood. There's Marcus Klein in Chicago. There's the Uhuru Academy. These people need support. I'm sure there's plenty other ones that are doing real work. They're going into the school. They're teaching the babies. They're spending their money on books. I got $12,000 in donations. I bought so much stuff for the kids, bro.
Nice.
It's not even funny how much stuff we got. So when I see people complain about not getting enough donations, it's like you said, like sometimes it makes the community look really bad, and it makes it look like is it the situation or y'all just greedy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't cost that much to do a lot of stuff.
I do want to get back to the credit score scamming, but can you just give us a little bit more background on your organization? Because again, this was a very fast interview that we put together. You also have self-defense classes for young people, and you yourself teach about credit scoring and other things. Can you just give us more background, Q Butter?
So we do, on Saturdays, every Saturday we do free self-defense classes, and it's geared around anti-bullying and anti-pedophilia. Sundays we do free STEM. I'm obsessed with science, so if you're in the area, it's free STEM. And this week we're doing the electricity and food, no pseudo stuff. I teach kids how to make electric cars, remote control cars.
Okay.
We have more microscopes in our program than all of the schools. Yeah, we have a very strong STEM program. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we do regular youth enrichment, and it's between 2:30 and 7:30. Tuesday and Thursday we offer free GED. It's called a task now, but preparatory classes. Just so you give you a note, 1/5 of Brooklyn, and this bothers me, 1/5 of Brooklyn needs their GED, and that's like 500,000 people.
Okay.
400,000 people. Majority of those people are black men. So when I hear people in the community tell me that the GED is some white shit, and you focused on white people's education. I'm like, bro, the average person who doesn't have their GED makes less than $20,000 a year. Statistically, once they get their GED, they go up at least $12,000 in the first year. And that type of mentality, it just drives me crazy. And it's like people just, don't go to you're using white man stuff, and it's just the conscious community has such a weird mentality with certain things. It's like we'll support a scammer. Oh, we don't want to go to school because it's white. But forgive me, I drifted a little bit, but it's just
quite all right. Hey, so going back to the credit score scamming.
Yes, sir.
Now it's a little too easy to blame, hip hop as being some type of problem. Do you think that part of the issue is the older generation having failed the younger generation? I mean, if you knew better, you do better. That's what they've always said. But I just find this to be running rampant. And again, I'm pointing directly at the conscious community for not necessarily speaking up. I saw that video and I said, holy shit, I called Sonetta right away. Do you think that the older generation has failed the younger generation for something like this?
The older generation don't get enough money. The older generation, unfortunately, doesn't have enough crafts. I love Sonetta, but I asked him, what craft do you have? Like Zyx, part of being in Zyx, you have to be a master of your craft. Find something, be a master of it, and at least acknowledge it and focus on that. We have a whole older generation of men that don't really have anything that they're professional at, and they're just floating around, and as they're floating around, they're kind of lost. And the internet for some of these brothers is a check. And then when you have a scammer come around, like I did a video before, I said some of these dudes are scammers,
right,
2-bit hustlers, frauds, and some of them are just caught in between. Like you might have got brought into the conscious community by a scammer. Like he's conscious, but he don't give a rat's ass. He gonna take money from anybody, but he was a 5%er. You might have got brought in by somebody who's a goody two-shoes. And so the community is really large. And then the people who aren't making money, at the end of the day, can you fix a tire? Can you lay down plumbing? Can you fix a computer? That's how you pay your bills.
Right.
So before you come into the conscious community, you should already have a way of paying your bills. But what we see is that there's a lot of people who've come into the community and they don't have a way to pay their bills, and now they're trying to find a way to pay their bills. And so some of these people got buzzes and they have notoriety, but they don't have no money coming in. So if I come to you, I'm like, look, I got this new Z Black card. Look, you got a platform. You could promote this on your platform. You'll make a lot of money off of it. You're like, hey, F it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, why would you promote the Z Black card to the black community? Like, that's not a good product.
Yeah.
You can sell trade lines. You can make money off of the trade lines. Why would you be selling trade lines to the black conscious community when we don't even know what they are? We should be developing our trade lines as a community, which is what they're supposed to be done with. And so a lot of these people are caught in between, 2 bits. I said something about Boyce Watkins, and it really was disheartening to see a Chinese man say that he is the copywriter. Like everybody else did everything else. I'm like, yo, my man, the Chinese dude said he's the copywriter of the product that Boyce Watkins is selling.
Yeah, I was just about to go there since we were talking about the older generation possibly having failed the younger generation. And for those who don't know, Dr. Boyce Watkins, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many others, he was just exposed by Yvette Carnell and a few others with regards to a video of a guy by the name of Wu detailing the script that Boyce Watkins has been, referring to, and how he's been, I don't want to say stealing, but just hoodwinking, shall we say, people of the black experience. Any more thoughts on that?
It's the black niche, and it's sad, and it's sad that Chinese Wu gets it. Wu gets it. And it's sad that, I wish Carver Bank got it like Wu got it. I wish some of our black rich people get it. Because he gets it. Like, look, black people have an issue with white people. They want products that satisfy that issue and at the same time provide them with a form of hope.
Right.
And he gets it, and he created a product, copyrightable product, and he fulfilled it to that product, and he differentiated his product. He that's the first thing. Differentiation of product. He created an educator product, and then he said found a way to differentiate it between market different target populations. And he said the target population that he found the niche to go after was the African American niche. He's not the only one doing that. Black Panther is doing that. What's the other movie that came out last year that all the black people were going bananas? The black dollar is very valuable right now.
Right.
Even in servicing. I said this about when I saw Umar and Tariq. I said, yo, bro, y'all have enough collective power to run servicing in the black community, where the city should be begging Umar Johnson for help. They should be begging you and Doggy Diamonds and Sonetta for help, because you have access to the people that they're getting paid to help.
Yeah.
I have a brother in Seattle right now who created a gang program, got a $500,000 settlement, and he had no black people he can go to for help with it. I mean, got a $500 grant, and he had to go to white people for this program.
Now, if I can just go back, if I can go back for a second to Boyce Watkins. No, that's fine. I appreciate you, just laying this out. Going back to Boyce Watkins for a second, do you think that his response to Yvette Carnell and others has been sufficient? Because I just found none of his, responses to be, just up to snuff. It all sounded just like he was, scrambling and just trying to save face.
Yeah, I definitely. They're marketers. Let's just understand. They're marketers. They're not just regular salespeople. Like the amount of time it takes to clean up. Did you see the fight between the comedian online and the other on the comedian show?
No, which one was that?
Damn, I think what's his name? Andrew something. But pretty much the dude was on the show talking wild shit to this brother. And he said, and he told him, you light skinned, you ain't gonna do nothing. The dude got up.
I missed that
and
one.
He put the hands and feet on him. The interview he did after on DJ Academics or Vlad.
Oh, wait, I think, are you talking about on a 5150, the Corey Holcomb show?
I think it's 50. I think it's 5150 show, yeah.
Yeah, I did see
how
that.
He cleaned it up after?
Zoe Williams you're talking about, Zoe Williams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see how he cleaned it up after the interview? He was like, yo, I was just talking and provoked. No, you told that man that you would whoop his ass and do something.
Right.
Now the cleanup after, so Boyce Watkins cleanup, that the Chinese dude said verbatim, this is my copyrighted product.
Right.
I know business words. My pops has a patent for creating 3D sound. When you have a copyright for a method or a product, that's not something small.
Yeah.
That's not a simple mistake. And if he was lying about it, I don't know. You have a Chinese person lying to white people about you.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Clearly.
Like, that just...
Clearly.
You feel me? Like, he wasn't talking to black people. He was showing off to white people.
Yeah.
And then when he came back to black people, was like, oh, no, look, I worded it wrong. No, homeboy, you worded it perfectly clear. I understood it perfect. You created a great educational product. You found the product. You differentiated your target audience. You found the perfect audience, and you created a niche, and you found a character to promote it, a spokesperson, and you did it. It's no different than Payday Loans in New York with Uncle Murder on it.
Okay. Hey, I just have two more questions. I don't want to hold you up too long.
Nah, we good, brother. This is an honor to be with you, God.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you. With regards to Sonetta, have you addressed this guy Garfield and these types of activities, by way of the credit scores, altering and things like that? Have you ever spoken to Sonetta about that?
Sci-fi, and I don't even want to give too much people promotion. Mm-hmm. But the original person that came to me about Garfield was Sci-fi, and she was like, "Yo, Garfield, PayPal was shut down, and he had to return all of the money back." That was my introduction.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Sonetta has a lot of people associated to him, so I'm not gonna pin it, but I'm gonna say I told Sonetta, "Yo, your man is wildin'. I don't know how y'all get down on the internet, but I have several friends who are in jail for the internet and the shit they put on the internet.
Right.
Free Rod Diggs. You see what I mean? These are people that they just look, the internet is a place that you can be held accountable for what you say for. So the things that man is selling, I'm not co-signing. I do not want to be involved with, and they're technically not legal.
Yeah, yeah.
You see what I mean? And for us to be in this movement, we just have to be very smart on how we. When I first did the interview with Sonetta, an ATF agent called me the next day.
Wow.
I'm going.
Can you say that again? Can you say that again?
When I first did my interview with Sonetta, an ATF agent called me the next day trying to book a session for his daughter. I was scared shitless. I'm not going to lie. I'm pro-black. I got my babies with me,
right.
Other people's babies, clients. Like, this is a situation here. So I'm like, yo, bro, why are you calling me? He's like, yo, I just saw you online. I want to come over and see what you got going on. Please don't call me again.
Yeah. That's crazy.
You see what I mean? So this is the reality we have. Like, we have people in the mix of us who are not good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Sonetta is built a platform that's huge. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like everybody else. Bang bang. Sonetta, he need to clean whatever his situation up and do what he got to do and watch who we got around him and find other ways to maybe generate revenue from the people he has as guests.
Right, right. And if I can also, if I can also just say this, because I don't want this to be perceived as an attack on Sonetta, but I did call him again with regards to my suspicions about this particular credit score scamming, and again, by way of my understanding, those who claim to be conscious hold themselves to a higher standard. And myself being a man of a certain age, I wanted to at least address the source first, as opposed to just running off and doing a bunch of videos, because I'm not looking for views. I wasn't, or I didn't call Sonetta to try and squeeze him so he could do something, on my behalf. I was really, really genuinely concerned. One of the person. Come on.
Go ahead, my bad.
Now, one of the person I wanted to ask you about. I interviewed Brother Polite one time.
Before you switch tones,
come on.
I'm going to state though that because of the relationship Garfield has with Sonetta, I'm not able to promote the services on the platform. So if you really want to fuck with all of these scamming ass dudes, we can set up another show, and I'll show everything on credit repair. I got all the letters.
Wow.
Somebody just donated, Renaissance Group in North Carolina just donated a software to me to do credit repair for free and help develop business credit. Let's just clean it up. Like,
right.
We can spend time talking about them, but you have a great platform. I can do a whole presentation, and everybody on your platform will be able to thank you for saying, like, look, I did this show, and I actually got something from the conscious community that developed my health.
Right.
My house, my home, and my family.
Well, I appreciate you being available on such short notice. If I can just ask you one more question. I interviewed Brother Polite one time, and we've never met, but his name keeps popping up with regards to alleged credit scams and things of that nature. Someone even put rapper Granddaddy IU's name in the mix, and then I just saw a video with Brother Polite saying that he's retiring. Are you an associate of Brother Polite, so can you give us any insight on what he's retiring from?
I don't know what he's retiring from, but I know he no good in the hood. He no good in Brownsville. He pops up when he can. And look, stay away from these dudes selling you anything that's scrupulous. Anybody trying to tell you to come up with an alternative identity, weird stuff. There's a lot of tricks, bro. There is a lot of tricks and loopholes in this system. I'm not going to lie. But you have to be smart and do the research. All of the tricks and research that most people will sell you, everybody will sell you with credit, you can research on your own. People were getting caught with with Polite and the fictitious self and setting up corporations and borrowing money against the corporations and turning off their socials. And I forgot the other thing he was selling people, because I spoke to somebody else that and they got charmed out of their money by Polite. He's a very good speaker. He has a long history, and so people will take that. And a lot of people think that he's this super tough guy.
Okay.
I'm like, look, he's not this super tough guy. I don't know nobody that co-signs him where I'm at. All of that shit he's selling, don't buy it. Don't buy it. There's no shortcuts to success. There's none.
Right.
So stop listening to these people trying to sell you some kind of get-rich scheme. There is no get-rich scheme. There is no shortcut to success.
Right.
If you don't know how to do nothing, you probably shouldn't be opening a business.
There you go.
Figure out how to do something first, then you'll be good at doing business.
Yeah.
Like, you're an excellent host. You've been a great host for how many years?
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
You know what I mean? So you don't have an issue doing shows. You know, be good at something and you'll get paid.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Q, but I'm not going to hold you up, man. I do appreciate you, again, taking out your time this evening on such short notice. And I am going to be revisiting this particular topic. As I said, you know, this has been circling around in my mind for about a year now. And again, salute to Doggy Diamonds, because when I saw his interview with you, and you just came out and dropped the same person's name that I saw, you know, doing this activity on Sun at his website, I said, now's the time. Now's the time. So,
Nah, because I tried to debate Son, and he wanted to run down. He's chasing all of these Hebrews and people to debate all of that religious stuff. I'm like, you'll debate me on whether or not people should pay for credit repair.
right.
And he didn't want to do it. And I said it in the chat room one day, and they blocked me. And then after that, I'm like, yo, then he said some old foul shit. He's like, yo, Q, you a rat. And said, my mom said some real fuck shit. And I'm like, yo, boy, when I see him, I'm gonna violate you.
Yeah.
And then I said, you know what? Anytime I get a chance, I'm a vibe. But I don't want to give him too much extra promotion.
Right.
So, but I'm gonna let you, like, anybody's people, just stop scamming the people. You know what I mean? Like, I really want to know, if we could do a show, I'll go in. I got all the letters you can think of, how to get business credit. No scamming stuff. You can scrutinize everything prior to
Right.
and see that it's all available. I got it on my website for free. You can go sign up on the Zyx website, Project Flip, and you can get all the letters you can get, all the business credit, what is credit, how to develop credit, all of it for free. No, you ain't got to spend no money anywhere.
Well, listen, I will definitely be in touch with you, man, and I do appreciate your time again. And anything you want to say in parting, or should we just try and do this again at a later date?
Nah, definitely want to do this again, beloved. Let's touch base. I guess when you finish the show, hit me back up. Let me know how it went and stuff. But yeah, Black Power all the time, every time. Not everybody in the conscious community is a meatball and weirdo, and it's up to us to fix us, nobody else.
Q, Butter, have a good evening, man. Thank you for your time.
You too, beloved.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Yeah.
Peace. All right. Q Butter on the check-in, folks. Hang on one second. All right. That was my first interview with regards to the topic, as many of you have heard me speak about, going back a couple of months, that I was concerned about. And I'm still concerned about this. And, hey, I just... It was bothering me. It was bothering me because, again, when I think of the conscious community, or you know what, people who claim to be conscious, I think of those who are professing to be of a deeper intellect, and especially when we're talking about leading the babies or setting forth examples. Someone has to stand up or speak up and say something to at least, alarm others if there's some type of fraudulent activity going on. And again, for those of you who've heard me speak about this, I'm looking for more information with regards to those that may be involved in this activity. I will follow up with Q Butter, and I thank you guys for being available tonight. In parting, let me just say, again, with regards to the Star Chamber and some of the other shows I will be doing in the very near future, I'm looking for a guest, a new producer. I'm very proud of what I have done by way of Star in the Morning and the offshoot shows that I was able to help launch. Please continue to support the people that were a part of the A team and the B team. I'm hearing nothing but great things about what it is that they're doing. I spoke to Shampoo just yesterday, spoke to Dana. I have not spoke to number 9 yet. Hopefully he'll get the Freedom Hour popping. Lansky's in motion. Lady Shay, I think she's doing her damn thing. Lauren's back in school. So again, thank you for your support, and I'll keep you posted with regards to the Star Chamber. And again, in case you missed my earlier broadcast, there is a corporation that is paying attention to what it is I'm doing, again, by way of the Star Chamber. So it is my full intention to ramp it up, or revamp it, as they say, and I'll keep you guys posted. Hey, I may see you tomorrow, if not definitely Monday, all right? Take care, and